And this is for Jennifer's challenge. I think it was a challenge in the group. And she let us have a free printable from, I think it's a sample of a bigger kit in her shop. So I just wanted to use the kit. I didn't go and buy the extra pieces for her kit, but I'll show you what wasn't included in the free one. And just because I wanted to keep the purchase thing to her, if that makes sense, to her kit she gave. But I did add my own embellishments as well. But anyway, so I started off with the file folder that she had giving us, the file folder printout she had supplied. And I put it on some, I think I used a real file folder to make it a little thicker. So it ended up getting so chunky that I had to have a closure. So I chose to use one of my rusted butterfly clips here and added some seam binding that I coffee dyed to it. And let's see, this is, most of the things I just find at thrift stores, estate sales, things like that. And I don't know how vintage they are. They don't have dates on them. But anyway, I believe it's vintage. It's probably over 20 years old since I even got it in an estate sale, because I've had it in my little sewing kit forever. But this little sharps, I took out all the needles. There were actually needles still in there. And what I did is I added a little piece of lace that I had coffee dyed, and another rusted safety, a rusted safety pin. I won't say another because this isn't a safety pin. And then this I made years and years ago, and so I found these recently in a box. My craft room is sad, but I found these in a box and I just added that there. And this is a charm, and I used that and an old brad. It's a scrapbook brad. It's not an old like office supply brad, but it's a little button, so I thought that went. And then that was something in it's a needle threader. But I thought this made a cute little closure using the brad. It didn't start out that way, but it turned out, now I can't get it, but it keeps this closed. Okay, so I'm not going to go through every page because not every page is special. I mean, I believe this is a Hobby Lobby pad that I got probably 50% off, but I used a lot of my dyed pages, and I'm not going to go through all of them because most of them are blank. But this is a new die cut that I'd gotten from, I think from AliExpress, and I thought that was so cute and so fitting. And then this also, I love how this turned out. This is actually paper, and then I added some thread to make it look a little more realistic. But I thought that turned out pretty good. And then this is a tag that came with her kit that I just put on some heavyweight cardstock, and then added some seam binding and tucked that in there. And let's see the next special page. My daughter actually made this out of I think it was a die I got from an Amazon wish list from Wednesday Wishes. But so that's added in there. My daughter actually made it and gave it to me. She likes to use my stuff too. This is one of my favorite pages. It just turned out so good. This little piece was actually from Jennifer's kit, and I put it on something a little more sturdy. I think it was the back of a tag, like something a product came in, and probably stickers or something. But then I just glued it on there, and then to make it look more realistic, added some ribbon. But I thought that turned out really good. You don't have to do anything extra to these kits that Jennifer has. Of course, y'all know that because you're in the group and you see her kits, but they're just beautiful. But, I'm a crafter, and like most of us, we like to add our own little touch to things. And this is from a die cut from a recent AliExpress, and I thought that turned out pretty good, and I added a little brad to it. So I tucked that in there. Like, you couldn't put a real pair of scissors in there. That would really be bulky, but that turned out good. And then this little sewing or pattern envelope she had with her kit, and you cut it out and fold it and do whatever you want to with it. But I tried to make it look like an actual, of course a smaller, but an actual pattern that might be in my stash, because I do have some old patterns in my stash that are getting a little worn, so I tried to mimic that. Let's see, and this is an instruction chart. It didn't come inside of this, it came with the kit, and you know, I just put it inside of this. I'm talking to you like you're done. Y'all all know this stuff, right? So then there's a little advertisement that came with her kit. I believe that came with her kit too. And I just tucked that into I folded it into itself to make the pocket of the paper. And like I said, I think this is the first actual book I've made. I've been in this community for quite a while now, and this is the first little book I've made. I collect a bunch of stuff and I make a lot of elements and stuff, but I haven't actually made a book yet. I need to get to that. This little snippet is from her kit. And then this is a die cut from AliExpress. I think that's supposed to be a thimble. It doesn't look like a thimble to me, but I think that's what it's supposed to be. And I like this. This is from her kit too, so I just taped it on to, like, I'm thinking this might be an idea book or a fabric swatch book or something. I don't know. I try to have a story behind things, but I didn't really have a story for this. I'm trying to get it up in time too, because we have deadlines that if we want to participate in the next one, you have to have this posted. So, and a lot of this stuff I'm explaining is because I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel, and if anybody ever watches it, I want them to know what I'm talking about. So, let's see. And I aged some tape to put there to make it look like that old vintage tape. Let's see. I don't think this is part of, no, this was a die cut as well, and I just added some thread to it to make it look realistic. And that's supposed to be, I think, you know, some of these die kits or whatever you get in a set, some of them just look so dumb. This is supposed to be a tape measure. I just don't think that, I mean, because I think these were all in the same kit, and I mean, the spool is huge and the tape measure is so small. And again, this was not part of Jennifer's kit. This was part of for die cutting. I don't have it out, or I'd show you. And let's see, I think that's it. And then I put that on the back of the little file folder, and then there's the back of the book. And it was just so much fun, and I'm so honored that Jennifer supplied us with this kit. And I'm going to go to her shop and buy the rest of it, because I say I want to make a sewing book, but if I'll ever actually do it, I'll cut up the kit and make pretty elements with it, but whether it goes into an actual book, I don't know. I just like making little things, I guess.